Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, people? Man, Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz. Um, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
There you go. My bad, y'all. We live. I had to switch it to the Procaster. Hopefully this is it. Damn. I should have tested this before I went live. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Apologies. Maybe I'll edit this out before I repost it for the people that missed it. Let's see. Testing. Alrighty, it is working. Yeah, so anyway, we got Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz. I don't need that. But yeah, man, we got Lamont Roach. Why do my hat look sideways? My hat sideways? But yeah, we got Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz. And the fight ended in a draw. So my question to you guys tonight is, do you believe that particular fight should have ended in what they called a draw? Honestly, if you watched it live when we went live, I said it. I called it before it happened. I said, okay, testing. Can y'all hear me out there? Let me see. I don't know what's audio. Testing. All right, so boom. Now we up. All right, cool. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh shit. Computer going dead. That's why it's acting all crazy. All right. Hopefully we can get some act right now. All right, yeah, man. So we are talking about the Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz and the whole scenario with that situation. So if you like this topic, hit that, smash that like button for me. And as always, hit that subscribe button, man. Turn your notifications on too, y'all. That helps us. You know what I mean? That lets you know when we go live and stuff like that, man. But anyway, Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz, man. The official recap from LikeableDialogue. Man, so it ended in a draw. So as I was saying, man, if y'all watched the podcast right when the 12th round ended, I said, man, this shit about to be a draw. I said it. I said it right before it went off. I said, man, bro, this is about to be a draw. And then what happened? It ended up being a draw. So, like, I could see that it was about to be a draw. And then it ended up being a draw. Like, I could tell, like, they was about to make it a draw, man. And then it ended up being an official draw on the fight card. Now, I know a lot of people saying that Lamont Roach should have won that fight or he edged it out. But you got to realize too, Eastside Pitbull Cruz had a point taken away from him too, in the same aspect. He had a point taken away. So let's just say if Eastside Cruz didn't have that point taken away, would we still got that draw, or would Eastside Cruz would have won by 1 point? So the draw is fair. I know a lot of people is on this whole new Lamont Roach wave now because Lamont Roach is like making his presence known. And then we got the whole tank people too. You know what I'm saying? Not really being fair. And they said, you know what I'm saying? And not really being fair and things of that nature. But let's just be real. Like, I actually think that the fight could have been a draw. I actually think the fight could have been a draw, man. And I only say that because of the simple fact that, like, if you take that point away, if you take the point that they took away from Eastside Pitbull Cruz, then what? You have a draw. Probably. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole situation, man. Roxanne says, hi, shout out to Roxanne. Hit that subscribe button for me. Uh-oh, wrong button, you know. But, man, make sure y'all hitting that super chat. If they take away the point from Eastside Pitbull Cruz for all the low blows, do we have a draw on our hands? And yeah, I believe the draw was fair because in the 12th round, I was like, hey, this gonna be a draw. And then sure enough, what happened? We ended up with a draw. You know? So that's my whole thing, man. You know what I mean? Roxanne says, how you go live? Send in a super chat, Roxanne, and I'm gonna tell you how we go live. Send in a super chat. Hit that $sign at the bottom. Hit that $sign at the bottom. But hold on, y'all. Let me do this real quick. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Y'all know, man, when we live, certain things happen. Hold on. But I'm gonna keep talking though. But we have to realize they took the point away. By them taking the point away, what happens? Have a draw. And that's ultimately what happened. We had a draw because of the point got taken away. If the point don't get taken away, then what happens? We don't know. He probably would have won. He probably wouldn't have won. But because of that point being taken away. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. We live. I'm trying to do something. Hold on one. All right, there we go. Having a little bit of technical issues today, man, for some particular. Crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a little technical issues tonight. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Camera. 1 second, y'all. I'm having a little technical issues. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. And we're going to get back to it 1 second. All right, there we go. All righty. I think I want to start the show over. It was all of these technical issues. Oh, man, Roxanne, you got no money. You can't do nothing. Sorry. All right, man. You know what? I think I'm finna start the show back over, man. So we're going to start the show back over, y'all. Hold on. We're going to wind it back. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD,
the kid,
and you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, people, man? Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz, and it goes down in an official draw. What is your thoughts? Do you agree with the draw? Do you not agree with the draw? What is your thoughts, man? Lamont Roach, Eastside Pitbull Cruz ends in a draw. In a draw, man. My perspective, I like, if you was with us, during the fight, I called it. I said, man, this fight go end in a draw. And then what happened? It ended in a draw. Because to me, Eastside Pitbull Cruz can't really lose another fight, right? And honestly, I don't know why PBC haven't really made him like prop him up to be that next Mexican superstar. You know, the Hispanics, they love Eastside Pitbull Cruz. And I don't know why Pitbull Cruz haven't got that Javante Davis package, haven't got, you know, the package. And what I mean, Javante Davis package, mean like making him a household name. It's like they got him, but they got him on the shelf and they utilize him when they need him to insert him and don't have no expectations of anything, you know? So I feel like, you know, to treat Eastside Pitbull Cruz like a toy or like some type of toy, man, I just feel like, you know, they should like, you know, man, I feel like they should really like utilize him in a sense, bro, like, you know, as a superstar, man. That's what I really feel like they should. That's what I feel like they really should do. You know, they should really treat him like that superstar. They should really treat him like that, you know, like that package. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, man. But yeah, man, that's just my opinion on it, and that's just the way I feel about it. You know, I just really feel like they should. Eastside Pitbull Cruz should be a bigger star than what he is. You know, you seen all of them people they sold out. You know, that was, even though that was a good fight card. You know, that was a pretty good fight card, but I feel like Eastside Pitbull Cruz should be a star, man. I feel like they should start treating him as such. He can really be the Canelo for them. You know, he you know, and David Benavidez is like the next rising Mexican star, but Eastside Pitbull Cruz is like a different. He's, you know, he from over there in Mexico. I don't know where David Benavidez is from. I know he live in Arizona, but like Pitbull Cruz, you know, he talked the language. He represent that core Mexican. So I feel like he should really be a bigger star though than what he really is. But man, moving forward though, right? Let's talk about the draw. I feel like the draw, man, really, I feel like the draw should have been really, man, just, you know, like, I'm not mad at the draw. A lot of people is mad at the Eastside Pitbull Cruz draw, but I'm not mad at the draw. You know, a lot of people is mad at the draw, but I'm not officially mad at the draw, man. The draw for me is like, you know, it probably should have happened. Because like if you go from like the 5th round to maybe like the 8th or the 9th round, it was kind of starting to get dull or get real boring. Like you could see Eastside Pitbull Cruz really start doing things that we ain't never seen him do, try to be a master and walk around the ring. Like we ain't never seen Pitbull Cruz do that. You know what I mean? And then we seen Lamont Roach sort of kind of like back off the pedal a little bit. Now he at one point Lamont Roach was countering Eastside Cruz and things of that nature, but I don't think, you know, I don't know, man. I really feel like the draw is legit. I feel like the draw is legit, but you know, they did take a point away from Eastside Pitbull Cruz, and Lamont Roach glove did touch the floor. So in my opinion, honestly, those two offsets. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say if Eastside Pitbull Cruz didn't get that point taken away, then he would have won the fight by 1 point. You see what I'm saying? So that's my whole thought process of which individual should have won the fight. You know, Lamont Roach, glove touched the canvas, right? And then Eastside Pitbull Cruz gets 1 point taken away. So the 1 point getting taken away goes in Lamont Roach's favor. And Lamont Roach glove touching the canvas goes in Eastside Pitbull Cruz's favor. So for me, it's more so like, hey, it definitely ends in a draw. I'm really not mad at the draw. Now I know Tank came out with some stuff. We're gonna get into it about saying that Lamont Roach is a gatekeeper and that he feels like you know, X, Y, and Z. Man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't really care about seeing Lamont Roach versus Tank right now. I would want to see Eastside Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach one more time, and this time Eastside Pitbull Cruz got to continue going forward. It's like Eastside Pitbull Cruz, he got like 5 rounds where he does good, and then all of a sudden he just switches up the tempo or something. Like, it's like he gasses out of breath or whatnot. Eastside Pitbull Cruz. So that's my only thing. That's my only gripe with Eastside Pitbull Cruz. It's like, and sometimes Eastside Pitbull Cruz gas out during the later fight rounds, man. It look like he gas out, man. What up, Jonathan? He gasses out. You know what I mean? So, man, if Eastside Pitbull Cruz can get that his stamina in check and continue to come forward all 12 rounds, then that's good. But I don't even think I remember the daddy saying, no, that was in the Laura fight when he was telling him not to be too active. We're going to get into that Laura fight too. But man, for me, the Pitbull Cruz fight, the Lamont Roach fight, I appreciate the hype behind it. I appreciate the two having two sportsmen, genuineship. But I feel like, man, the fight, it wasn't a bad fight, but I feel like it could have been better. It definitely could have been better. It definitely could have been better, man. For me, it could have been better. Like, I feel like, they left a lot on the table in that particular fight. It could be just me, but I really do feel like they left a lot in that particular fight, man. They left a lot on the table. But if you're interested in this topic, oh man, I'm going to the wrong thing over here. I'm tripping. But if you're interested in this topic, we're going to start a poll. And in that poll, you guys can tell us, who really won the fight. Was it Eastside Pitbull Cruz or was it Lamont Roach? Who did you guys have winning that particular fight? So let me get that up. I don't know. So I'm streaming from 2 different ones. So I'm going to put the poll up on both of them. So y'all just give me 1 minute. And we're going to get that poll up. Okay. I don't know what's going on with these computers. They really acting. Hey, you too loud. Close my door. Sorry about that, guys. I know how it be. All right, but we about to get that poll up for you guys. All right, so I don't know which one of you guys might be watching it in, because we have multiple views going up, right? So I'm about to create the poll, and the poll is simply going to say, who won the fight? Was it Lamont Roach? Was it Eastside Cruz? Or did you guys agree with the draw? Okay, so let's go like that. Who won the fight? Roach or Cruz? And then your options is going to be Roach. Option 2 going to be Cruz. And then option 3 going to be a draw. And I'm going to add another option, because for some people, you might have been undecisive. So I'm going to say undecided. All right. And that is going to be your poll. Okay, so I got the poll up on that one. Let me go put up the poll on the other one. Like I said, I got multiple channels. I got multiple ones going. So let me go put up a poll on the other one real quick. And those of y'all that are watching, make sure y'all smashing that like button, please, man. That helps the channel grow. I'm really trying to grow the channel, man. So hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you guys are. Man, what's going on? All right, so I got the poll up on one of them. Computer going slow. I don't know what's going on with these computers today, but they are acting mad weird. That's why I need that super chat, y'all, so we can get some more merchandise over here. Sometimes I hit the wrong buttons. But anyway, man, let's so for those of y'all that can participate in the poll for right now. Oh, you know what? I can pull it up on this computer. 1 second. Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up on this one. I'm gonna do it on this one. That one is freezing up crazy. All right, make sure y'all smashing that like button for me, man. All right, so I'm starting the poll for this one, right? And it says, drop the computer. All right, it says, who on Roach Roach or all right, and then you got Roach as one, you got Cruz, then you have draw, then you have undecided. Boom, the poll is up on both of them. So if you guys are watching right now the topic is about Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz. You guys can go and vote on that poll right now. And if you're watching and you want to participate in the chat, make sure you guys hit the chat box, hit that like button. And like I said, we have multiple views going on in multiple channels. So make sure you guys participate on whichever view you guys are watching on, okay? All right, so we got Cruz. And I'm not mad at the Cruz. So somebody voted Cruz. I'm not mad at the Cruz because I actually thought Cruz edged it out. I know. I really feel like Cruz edged it out. To me, I feel like Eastside Pitbull Cruz edged it out, right? I feel like in the beginning of the fight, either Lamont was uncomfortable or it looked like he was getting like a little bit exposed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it could be me. It could be me. But like I said, it just looked like he might have been uncomfortable, but he did hurt his hand. So it might be the fact that he hurt his hand and that he couldn't really throw his hand as much because he started, like I said, he started looking a little bit uncomfortable. So I wouldn't say exposed, but I would say, you know, he did look like a really uncomfortable for a little bit of time in the fight, man. He really did look uncomfortable. But man, I feel like, I feel like this was a great fight. I would definitely love to see the fight again. And then we can get the winner. Like I feel like this, right? So Tank came out and said he will fight Eastside Pitbull Cruz again, right? And try to snatch Eastside Pitbull Cruz away from us possibly getting a Tank versus Lamont Roach fight, right? But the thing, I mean, yeah, instead of us getting like Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz 2, he said that he would go and get the Cruz, Eastside Cruz, and fight him again in a rematch, right? But to me, how it should work is Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz should fight each other one more time. And then a winner go fight Tank. That's what I believe. Because I feel like Eastside Pitbull Cruz, even though he lost the fight against Tank, I honestly thought that was a draw as well. A draw or Eastside Pitbull won. That's just my opinion, man. Yo, JMO45, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, bro. I'm gonna read your comment though. He says Roach won the fight, hands down. He says Roach made Cruz look bad. Tank did not. Roach made Cruz look bad. He didn't make him look bad, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna say he made him look bad, fam. Like, he didn't make him look bad. Not at all. He didn't make him look bad at all, brother. Like, you know, I would say like Cruz started doing some different stuff in there and he stopped coming forward. Maybe his stamina ran out, but I didn't see the part where he made him look bad, bro. I didn't see the part where he made him look bad. Cameron says no. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron, hit that subscribe button for me, brother. Hit that like button for me, man. But I don't really see that he made him look bad, man. I feel like you got to remember, how did he make him look bad? Because he knocked him, you know, he did hit the canvas. His glove touched the canvas. I would say Eastside Pitbull Cruz was coming in fast, bro. Like, he was coming in with the pressure and coming forward like the first 5 rounds. But I say like 6, 7, 8. I don't know what Cruz was doing, but I don't say he made him look bad. Made him look bad would be him going in there and just overshadowing him and making him look bad. You know what I mean? I didn't see Lamont Roach overshadowing him to make him look bad. You know what I mean? He says, you never see Cruz retreat and stick his tongue out like that. Signs of defeat. Nah, bro. Nah, I disagree with you. I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. But to me, that was like, he probably thought he was winning a fight. You know what I mean? And he was even, I don't know who was that. I don't know if that was Cruz licking his tongue out during the fight, or was that Roach, or was that another fight that somebody was doing that? It might have been Oshaki Foster doing that, or something like that. It was like, or something like licking his tongue out. But no, brother, I disagree that was signs of defeat. Because, you know, doing somebody bad would be like to the point to where like it was noticeable. It was like, it would be like a shutout, like the Oshaki Foster fight, right? Like the Foster fight. He made Cool Boy Steph look bad. He made Cool Boy Steph look bad. That's something when you say he make him look bad, or that's signs of defeat. But making Cruz look bad, no, that didn't happen. Not to me. I'm sorry, brother. That not to me. But I respect your opinion. And that's one thing about my channel. Like, I don't want to go I respect people's opinion. You know what I mean? And we come together for a great talk of boxing. You know what I mean? But I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. He says, why wasn't the crowd excited? Why crowd spoke? See, you going off the commentary. See, I listened to the fight without the commentary, right? And then I go back afterwards and I listen to the commentary. Then I go back afterwards and listen to it without the commentary. You listening to the commentary, and the commentary people said, oh, the crowd is quiet. Bro, them commentary people, come on, bro. You going off the commentary. You got to listen to your own thoughts, brother. Like, the crowd was right there with Eastside Cruz. Cruz threw a punch, they was there, bro. Pitbull Cruz, like, come on, like, nah, like, you going off the crowd. You listen to the commentary because that's what the commentary people says, man. Bull Bias says Pitbull clear victory. I said it would be a draw or Pitbull would have to win. Lamont Roach glove hit the canvas, and then they took a point away from Cruz. So if Cruz didn't get that point taken away, then he wins the fight because it was a draw, right? So if we add that point back, Cruz wins the fight. But that point got deducted. So it was either going to be a draw or Cruz going to win that fight. I didn't think Lamont Roach did enough, man. I'm just, you know, and I'm not biased, but I really didn't think Lamont Roach. See, my thing is, if I'm Lamont Roach, I got to go in there and do you bad. like J-Mo say, J-Mo 45 say. He said that Roach did him bad. So if I got to go out there, I got to do you bad. Roach didn't do him bad. You know what I mean? And so that's why I said before the fight ended, I said this gonna be a draw. And it was a draw. But it was either going to be a draw or Cruz was going to have to win that fight. But it ended in a draw. Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy L. You tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Yo, J-Mo, did you hit that like button, bro? I'm reading the comments for the free. Did you hit that like button? Did you hit that subscribe button, man? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, man. He says, Mexican fans normally get excited. Mexican fans normally get excited every punch their fighter lands. I wouldn't even say it's just Mexican fans. I would just say any other race other than black people, because when Manny Pacquiao is in the ring, Manny Pacquiao throw like a series of punches, bro, the crowd go crazy. It's like black people, only time when we go crazy is when somebody get caught real good, like boom, boom, like, oh. But when other people throw like a flurry of shots, they like, ah. But we gotta wait till a person get caught in order to be like, oh, it's real crazy. It's just my opinion. He says biased judges. Shout out to Cameron. He hit that subscribe. J-Mo, you gotta do the same, man. Full bias. You gotta do the same. Hit that like button, hit your subscribe button, turn your notifications on, man, so y'all know when we go live. And y'all participate in the, participate in the chat, man, to participate. You know what I'm saying? I might post a number and let a couple of people call in for the show. You know, if you're interested, let me know. Get in the comments, let me know. He says, in a boxing, you should get excited when a punch lands. Shout out to my boy Cameron with that subscribe and like. J-Mo says Pitbull are not effective in the fight. That's why he started retreating. Now, I would say Pitbull did go on like a retreat mode, or they started switching it up, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit, man. I didn't like that he switched it up, because I'm used to Pitbull Cruz coming forward, but I did see that he switched it up. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't say that he wasn't effective. I would say that, maybe they wanted to do something different because Lamont Roach might have started catching on to how to catch Roach, try to catch Cruz coming in. Because I remember seeing a video where Cruz came in, Lamont Roach went back and he caught him. You know what I mean? And so maybe when he went back to the corner, they said, okay, look, we did option A. Let's go try option B. And let's see how we can do going forward with option B. So, I mean, that's possible too. You know what I mean? My boy said, that's a ridiculous narrative. He was on the back foot showing skills, not because he was frustrated. Shout out to that boy. He says, they called Pet, who won dimensional. He chose other tools, and now they still criticize him. Oh, that is true, bro. They do say he's one dimensional, but then when he go out and show a different skill set, then they criticize him. Shout out to Bull Boy. I'm gonna say Y2J. Shout out to Y2J, man. That's a good analysis. Dirtiest fighter of the year, Cruz. Now, J-Mo, you might be a little biased, bro. J-Mo a little biased, man. It's okay, though. True for your fighter, though, bro. You might be a little bit biased, man. Make sure y'all participate in the poll. We're going to get those results in. You know what I mean? competition. Oh. Make sure y'all hitting that super chat too, man. You go to another YouTube channel, they're not even going to read your comments or acknowledge you. So make sure y'all, if you can, donate something to the super chat, man. Donate a little something to the super chat. I would appreciate that, man. We on here, we rocking out with y'all. Roach versus Cruz recap, late night. But make sure y'all donate something to the super chat, man. Support the channel, man. He says you should like. What did he say? He says you should like. He has different tools. A dirty fighter. Nah, you good, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you for being in the chat, man. Y2J, hit the super chat, brother. Not biased. He headbutted him low blows, has been the dirtiest previous fights whenever he's frustrated. Okay, look, I would say this about Cruz. Okay. I did see that headbutt. That was ridiculous. Okay. But I would say this. I personally met Eastside Pitbull Cruz in person. Right? Dude gotta be like 4'3", 4'2". He's a short individual. Like Cruz is really freaking short. So when he trying to go to the body, he's going at his regular, let's say, size. But these fighters that he's fighting are like way taller than him. So the low blows, I wouldn't say that he do them purposely, but I would definitely say he do them accidentally. Because he's so short, he's fighting upward. So his punches are coming up. You get what I'm saying? Eastside Cruz he's fighting upward because he's so short. So I wouldn't say that he does the low blows on purpose. Me personally, I couldn't say that. I would say personally that the low blows are unintentional. I would say that. He says, sorry for the typo. I was glad you can still make it out. No, it's all good. He says, he is a dirty fighter. Stop being biased. He's just a dirty fighter. Bro, I'm not being biased. One thing about me, brother, I'm not biased. But I wouldn't say that he's a dirty fighter. I couldn't say that he's a dirty fighter. I would just say like he fight upward, bro. Like he's a really short guy. Let me see if I have the picture with me and Cruz. Yo, J-Mo, man, you gotta hit the super chat, bro. I'm hit the super chat, bro, for your comments being read, man. Hit that super chat, bro. Oh, look, I got it right here. Look how short this dude is, man. You really can't tell how short he is. You really can't tell how short he is because of the camera is like that. But I'm telling you, dude is short, bro. Like, he's short as hell. He say Nick Ball might be dirty. Nick Ball might be dirty. I don't really think he's dirty, bro. I really feel like he just fight upward. So to say Eastside Cruz is a dirty fighter, I can't personally say that. I would say like he's a short fighter and that he fights upward. So his punch is coming upward and he's trying to hit you in the body, but you a taller fighter, so he's coming upward, so he might hit you with a low blow. Now, is that something him and his team can work on? Absolutely. That is something absolutely him and his team can absolutely work on and should work on. So, but I can't say that he's a dirty fighter. I would say that is absolutely correct. That is something that him and his team should work on, because it was horrible that how many low blows was out there, bro. So that's absolutely something that him and his team can absolutely work. In my opinion, bro. No, but man, I mean, I think that was a great fight, man. But I feel like it could have been a little bit more action packed. I feel like Eastside Cruz took his feet off the gas, and then Roach took his feet off the gas, and then there was a lot of holding, a lot of hugging. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, it was great, but then all the hugging started happening, man. It was, to me, man, that fight card was good, but it was a little bit boring at times. You know what I mean? Like Cool Boy Steph didn't show up to the fight. He didn't show up to the fight. You know what I mean? And then I want to touch on Ersley Landalari. Man, I think he did an outstanding job. I'm happy he won. But if you go back and you listen to his corner, because like I said, I listened to it with the sound off, and I had to go listen to Laura corner, and they was telling him to slow down, pace it out, don't throw no punches. Why would they tell him that? That was like crazy to me that they was actually like telling him that. You know what I mean? But I'm glad the Laura won the fight. It was a bit boring because they told him to take the foot off the gas. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. That was just crazy to me, man. But anyway, Eastside Pitbull Cruz, Lamont Roach. I think it was. I don't want to see Tank versus Eastside Cruz. I want to see Roach versus Eastside Cruz 2, and then the winner of that goes to fight Tank. You know what I mean? Because like Tank coming out saying like you a gatekeeper, you this, you that. If you going at this man, then go fight this man. Why would you want us to hold up? You know? So if he's a gatekeeper, go fight the gatekeeper. We were waiting on you to go fight the gatekeeper. Go fight the gatekeeper. But instead, you chose to go fight Jake Paul. And that fight fell through. So I would like to go see Eastside Pitbull Cruz versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. That is what I would like to see. I would definitely love to see that fight again, man. We gotta go. We gotta see that fight again, man. And I'm curious because, man, if we can get that fight again, and then the winner go fight Tank, you know, the winner go fight Tank. But I really am interested in seeing that fight again, man, because I feel like that was a great fight. I feel like, not more so a great fight, but more so like a fight that we can really appreciate because now they're going to come 10 times harder. You know what I mean? Or at least, we got to wait for Lamont Roach hand to get done. So you know what? We got to get Cruz. So rather I like it or not, or rather y'all like it or not, we got to get Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz again. We have to get it again because Lamont Roach just had hand surgery. He broke his hand. So he gonna be on the shelf the first 6 months of the year, probably. You know what I mean? And so he's saying that he's going to get Cruz next. I'm gonna tell you, if Tank go out there and get Cruz, he gonna have to go out there in dominant fashion. And I believe that fight sells out. I believe they do some good numbers because Eastside Pitbull Cruz don't really like Tank. He said, I give you the rematch. I'm not Tank. I'll fight you again. I'm not Tank. So I think it's better if we get the Eastside Pitbull Cruz versus Tank rematch because honestly, I thought Eastside Cruz edged that fight off. Or it could have been a draw. I don't think Tank won dynamically like they had him. You know what I mean? They didn't want to give him that L in the beginning. But I really feel like Eastside Pitbull Cruz really, 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 really edged that fight off, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest, I really feel like he edged that fight off. But we are going to get that fight again. So I don't know when. We'll probably get that March, April, May, around that time with PBC. You never know. And PBC need to get up off of Amazon Prime and go to Netflix or go to the Zone. Do something. They got to do something, man, because they haven't really had no fights, man, and it's really been going crazy. You know what I mean? But But anyway, man, we're gonna do another fight recap tomorrow. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, and make sure y'all tap in and follow us on Instagram at LikeableDialogue, man. At LikeableDialogue, man, and hit that follow button at LikeableDialogue on Instagram. All right. But anyway, guys, I'm up out of here for tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Eastside Pitbull Cruz versus Tank. We supposed to get it because Tank said he gonna snatch that rematch from Lamont Roach. So do we get that match? And if so, who wins that fight? If we get it, who wins the fight? MMA boxing in a half.
3, 2, 1.
What up, bro? Man, you got to jump back on here, man, and get that recap, man. I'm going to do another one tomorrow, but if you're free, you can jump on now before I end it, man. Let me know, man. Hey, did you have it a draw? MMA, did you have it a draw? I really did think that Eastside Pitbull Cruz edged it out. You know, by 1 point, he edged it out by 1 point. But if you take that point away, like the referee deducted the point away, if that point didn't get taken away, then Eastside Pitbull Cruz win that fight. Cruz took off in the middle of rounds, and I believe that cost him. You know, I don't know if it's his stamina or what, but that's definitely something his team need to work on. His team definitely need to work on the stamina, man. Because it's like, bro, you can't be taking off that in the middle of the rounds like that. Especially, you know, I don't know, man. I just feel like he shouldn't have took off in the middle of the rounds like that. My boy says, I had Lamont by 1 round, but a draw is completely understandable. And that's exactly what I said, man. I said that it could have been a draw. I said this, right before the fight went off, right when the bell ring, the 12th round, I said, man, this about to be a draw. And guess what? I was right. It was a draw. I'm not mad at the draw. Hey, you're too loud. I'm not mad at the draw. I think the draw is reasonable. And a lot of people saying Roach won. You know what? If he won, he had to win by 1 point. But if you take that point, but look, if he won he had to win by 1 point. But if you take that point back, the Eastside Pitbull Cruz got deducted, then Cruz win the fight. I feel like when Cruz was trying to like box and run around the ring and go on the back foot, that's when he started losing. Because Cruz specialty is coming forward, applying the pressure, making your fighter think and overthink, and then you catch him. You know, and that's what happened when he went on that back foot. It sort of kind of like caused him the fight, you know. So, I mean, he got to do better, man. You know, if we get that next fight, I will hope he do better. Listen, guys. So let's read what the poll says. 42% of you guys think that Lamont Roach won the fight. 33% believe that Cruz won the fight. And 25% of the people believe that the fight should have went down in a draw. And I'm not mad about it. So we still have a lot of mixed reactions. So for 25% of the people to say that Lamont Roach and Eastside Pitbull Cruz should have ended up in a draw, I'm not mad at it. I actually think it's pretty cool that it ended up in a draw, man. My boy says, I'll join. Give me 3 minutes. I'll play devil advocate. All right, cool, man. That's what's up, man. I'll send you the link. Because I was definitely about to end this joint. I appreciate you for jumping on, brother. I'm gonna send you the link. My boy said, personally, I had Lamont Jr. winning by 1 round. And to me, the differential was the 11th round, but I also see why they scored it a draw. I gave Cruz 1, 2, 3, 5, and 12, and gave Lamont 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay. Ooh. All right. That's what's up, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I sent you the link, MMA. But listen, I don't think, I'm not mad at the draw, man. I am not mad at the draw. So in the meantime, those of y'all got any questions in the meantime while my boy join, feel free to join, man. This is a laid back show tonight, man. I'm not going out hard like I normally do. This is really like me just because I really don't come on Mondays, but we just, kicking it. You know what I mean? So I would open the phone lines, but I don't know. Do y'all want to open up the phone lines? And then we can talk about it. Playing tonight. Oh, the Eagles playing tonight. Oh, Philly versus Chargers. But yeah, though, man, Eastside Pitbull Cruz. What's next for him? Should he take this rematch with Tank, or should he wait for Lamont Roach to heal up? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to really remember when Pitbull Cruz fought Tank, it was like, I believe it was like a last minute thing for him, and that what brought him to stardom, right? Because a lot of people was like, damn, he was just a bull, and he was just coming forward, and that was the first time that I had saw him. To be honest, that was the first time that I had saw him, and he had did an outstanding job, man. I mean, we just, I mean, do y'all want the Pitbull fight again, or do y'all want the Eastside Crew? Or do y'all want the Roach versus Cruz again, or do y'all want Tank versus Lamont again? Give me Cruz versus Lamont again, and then the winner go get Tank. That's how I feel about this. But we're gonna get into some of these tweets that Tank put out. Let me get them to the let me send them to the channel. I took some pictures. So get them to the channel. 1 second. We'll get into some of these pictures. I mean, some of these tweets that Lamont Roach had to say. I mean, what Tank had to say about Lamont Roach. All right. So here we go. Here we go. One of them right here. He says, N-word, a gatekeeper. That's it. That is what Tank had to say about. That's what Tank had to say about Lamont Roach. He called him a gatekeeper. He say N-word is a gatekeeper. That's it. Y'all think Lamont Roach is a gatekeeper? I don't think he's a gatekeeper. I think gatekeepers are like the ones that's like on their way out, and then they got a big name. Lamont Roach ain't on his way out. Like he's there, and he's actually fighting back, and he's getting in the war with Tank. See what I'm saying? A lot of fighters get into the war with Tank, but it's like we take it as, oh, that's just another Twitter beef. You know what I'm saying? They'll never fight each other. They just doing something on Twitter, right? But Roach is actually standing on that and telling them like, hey, I'm outside with it. What's up? What you want to do? You took a knee. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing about that. But we're gonna get that back on her for you one more time. 1 second. We're gonna get that back on you on her one more. Here it is right here. He says, N-word, a gatekeeper. That's it. I'ma tell. So this is what somebody has to say. They says, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about tank fight. Y'all usually can tell who won at the N-word is a gatekeeper. That's about it. That's what Tank had to say about Lamont Roach. She called him a gatekeeper. Oh man, call that man a gatekeeper. And then, her go another one that that off. This is off a series of tweets that Tank put out. Ask Coach Cameron, how does his throat feel? Like, why do these boxers get mad? Because people either move on or voice their opinion about another fighter. Like, these boxers got to stop taking it personal. It's like, okay, you're not fighting right now, so I'm gonna go with this guy. Like, why do these boxers? It's like we don't have to pick you. It's who we choose is the best fighter at that time. And when people speak facts about a fighter, they get mad for some reason. It's really crazy and really just downright outrageous, man. DT in the house. DT says these guys are missing the boat. Shout out to my boy DT. My boy A Breezy says Tank calling Lamont Roach a gatekeeper is crazy work. Ain't this just his second fight at 135? No, facts, bro. Facts, bro. But you know what though? I appreciate A Breezy for saying that because most people won't even say that or admit it, bro. Like they so caught up into like the antics of Tank, and it's just like they don't see nothing else outside of Tank. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that boy A Breezy for really saying that though. That's real big. I really do appreciate that. Shout out to that boy A Breezy. Real big of you. DT, do you not get the notifications no more or what? Because I signed up on another profile and I got the notification. I'm just asking because I want to know, like, for the people that you know what I'm saying, they got their notifications on, are they getting the notifications? I really want to know, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm using StreamYard again. So they better get this right, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure these notifications are getting right. Hold on, bro. Let me add you to the stage. Hold on, bro. There you go. What it do, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Let me know if y'all heard the echo because I don't got my earphone. I guess I can put my earphones on.
Hell yeah! I hear you talking about the Lamont Roach Jr. versus Pitbull Cruz fight. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate tonight.
All right, go ahead.
So I personally think Lamont Roach Jr. won that fight. I could understand, depending on how you judge boxing, you could judge forward pressure. If I was watching boxing with somebody like my stepdad, who is one of those guys who hated Floyd Mayweather, who thought he lost all his fights because he was running all the time, which realistically, that wasn't what was really going on. It was boxing. Not comparing that to Lamont Roach Jr., but I feel like I was judging it, from just pure boxing, just purest boxing. Just thinking who was countering more, who was hitting each other more, who looked like they were dictating the fight. And at times, Pitbull Cruz looked like he was dictating the fight. Don't get me wrong. I thought Pitbull Cruz won the first round. I thought he came out and won the second round. I thought he came out and won the third round, 10-8 round. You know what I mean? Dropping him. But in the fourth round, I thought Lamont Roach Jr. actually came back pretty strong. In my opinion, it was kind of dumb because we seen the blueprint from Jose Venezuela. We seen the blueprint from other fighters, let it on a guy like Pitbull Cruz, but Lamont Roach Jr. wasn't necessarily fighting like all these other guys fought him. He was standing in the pocket almost, in my opinion, like he was trying to prove something.
Yeah, he was trying to prove something. Yeah,
yeah, right. And it was bothering me, but at the same time, it was also impressive. I thought he won the fourth round. I thought Cruz won the fifth round. Then I thought Lamont Roach Jr. won the 6th round. He won the 7th, and I thought he won 8, 9, and 10. I thought he started going on a roll. He started going on a flow. And arguably, this is why I think Lamont Roach Jr. won this fight. Trust me, I made a video on it, man, and I got some crazy comments from Pitbull Cruz fans and stuff. Trust me.
Yeah.
But this is just my personal opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. No hard feelings towards anybody. But I thought Lamont Roach Jr. won round 11, even though in the end of the round, Pitbull Cruz, had that little flurry. Some people thought that stole the round. I still thought Lamont Roach Jr. won round 11. Round 12 for sure was Pitbull Cruz's round. So, therefore, I had Lamont Roach Jr. winning by 1 round. But I could see if you gave Pitbull Cruz round 11, round 12, rounds 1, 2, 3, and 5, plus the 10-8. That is a draw. Right there, that's a draw. So I was pretty in line with the fact that it was going to be a draw or it was going to be Lamont Roach Jr. winning the fight. You know what I mean? Now, what did you think and what was your scorecards? Because I just want to compare scorecards.
So, my scorecard was just like yours in a sense, bro. But I said this, my scorecard was just like yours, bro. No cap. And but here's the thing, right? This is what the difference was, right? So like when round 12, I felt like Pitbull took off, I would say 4. I can't remember because I don't have it in front of me no more, but I feel like it was a point where Pitbull Cruz took off in the middle rounds. He took off. He started going backwards. He started going like this and doing weird stuff. And me, I can't really understand. Like they didn't either, because I watched the fight without the sound, so I won't be persuaded in my judgment from what the commentators are saying. I don't know, and I don't know if you had the commentary on, but you can tell me, did Pitbull Cruz corner tell him to like slow down, to do something different? Like, what is it? Because it's like he took those rounds off. He started going to a plan B, whereas plan A was really working. Or is it that Pitbull Cruz needs to work on his stamina? Because I've noticed, and Pitbull Cruz fights, by time round 5 come around, he's heavily breathing and he's worn out. So if you ask me about my scorecard, let me get to you real quick. You asked me about my scorecard, I would say I had him winning in the beginning of the rounds, and then the middle rounds I had like Lamont Roach winning those, and then like the last rounds Pitbull sort of kind of like won me over a little bit. And so I say this, right? And I'm gonna come to an end and I'm gonna let you go. I say this. I'm right when the end of the 12th round, I was on live. You can go back and watch me. I was on live. I said it's gonna be a draw. And guess what? And this was right before the fight ended. I said it's gonna be a draw. And what happened? It ended up in a draw. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Lamont Roach hit the canvas, right? Glove hit the canvas, right? Boom,
round
that's
3.
2 points. That's 2 points. Eastside Pitbull Cruz gets a point deducted.
Round 7.
If that point don't get deducted, Eastside Pitbull Cruz wins the fight based off the judges saying it's a draw.
That's true. I won't argue with that, if that's the way it went down. But Pitbull Cruz was definitely being a dirty fighter in there, man. Hey.
Somebody was saying that. But here's my thing on that. That headbutt, I agree. That shit was dirty. But here's the thing.
The shoulder bump where he was like, and then he tried to play it off like he wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, that's some dirty ish that he did. I agree with you 100%. My only thing is the low blows, his team need to work on that, because that is a known thing that he low blows.
Yeah.
But have you seen Pitbull in real life? Have you ever seen him in real life?
I haven't seen him in real life, but I would imagine he's a small guy, so his body shots are a little lower.
Thank you, bro. MMA, bro, you my guy. I swear.
Yeah, that's simple boxing mechanics thoughts right there. So if when he's going up against a guy taller than him, he's gonna have to actually pick up those body shots, and they might become headshots into him. And sometimes it's kind of hard to do that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Pitbull Cruz is really, bro. I'm 5'7". Pitbull Cruz got to be. I'm short. I'm 5'7". I ain't gonna say I'm short, but I'm a natural guy, right? Pitbull Cruz is like 4'2". Bro
Yeah.
is short. I met him in real life, bro. He is short. So this is what I was explaining to JMO 45. He was calling him a dirty fighter. I'm saying, bro, yeah, okay, can he be dirty? Yes, but the low blows, he's swinging upward to guys that are bigger than him. Now, Roach is not that much taller than him, but he's still fighting upward. So he's going to accidentally hit him in a low blow, bro.
Yeah, but technically, it is a low blow. You know, it is something that Pitbull Cruz
No,
needs to work on. But you know, I wasn't necessarily tripping out about the hip hits. I wasn't necessarily tripping about that. I was more tripping about the headbutts and the shoulder butts. That is when I seen Pitbull Cruz give him the shoulder, I said to myself, "Oh, bro, that is dirty right there. Like that is like what? Like if I was Lamont, he actually didn't react all crazy. But if that was me, I'd have been like, what? Hey, what the? You know what I mean? But it was a great fight, man. Now, one thing that I was thinking about during that fight was, you know, Pitbull Cruz, man, he kept his WBC interim bout, right?
right.
Lamont Roach Jr. fought Gervonta Tank Davis. That fight was a draw. Gervonta kept his bout, right? Lamont ain't doing enough to win these fights, you know, decisively. That is the
No.
problem when it comes down to it. Because no matter what, I thought Lamont Roach Jr. won the fight, but that's why I was saying that I don't find no disrespect by anybody that thinks Cruz won, and I don't find no disrespect that anybody thinks it was a draw, because I'm watching boxing. I know who the world champions are. You are the contender. You know, you're coming up to their weight class. You're competing against them. They tell you all the time. That's one thing that they teach us all the time is do not let this go to the judges. And if you do, make it decisive. And the problem with Lamont Roach Jr. is he didn't make it decisive enough against Gervonta Tank Davis, even though, I mean, the whole ninth round knockdown, him touching the glove, them not ruling that a knockdown, that sucks. That sucks. But in this Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight, the same exact thing, man. Like, I only had him winning by 1 round. So, and you're going up against a chap, Lamont, you ain't doing enough.
That is true, bro. I agree with you 100%. MMA, bro, you got to become my co-host, bro. I swear, bro.
Hey, the plan is that when I move out, when me and my girl and my son get in a better situation, I'm gonna start going live again the same way you do.
Yeah.
And I would
Bro.
love to do that. I would love to do that where we're live, because I do the live commentary too during the UFC fights.
Yeah.
I'll tune in to the boxing one while you're in there real quick, give you some, you know what I mean, some quick thoughts and stuff like that.
Bro, you can school me on the UFC, bro, and I can school you on the boxing shit, bro. Like, real talk, bro. Like real.
You start seeing a little some boxing creators starting to get into UFC a little bit now.
Yeah, bro. My people telling me to get into UFC, bro. So I'm like, I'm trying. I'm learning. The thing is,
it's hard,
now, bro. I'm old now, bro. And I can't stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning no more, bro.
Bro, it is ridiculously hard. Trust me. Like, when I first took on doing UFC and boxing, I thought it was gonna be a piece of cake. Dude, it is way harder than I thought, because there's so many people that are masters at boxing. So I gotta compete with these type of people. I gotta know what's going on in the sport. I gotta, from my experience with boxing, I gotta know how fighters fight, you know, and mechanically everything. And then for UFC, I went back and watched UFC 1 through 50. Right now I'm on UFC 56, and I just studied it. I've been watching UFC for the last 6 years. So what I'm doing is going back and watching all the history so I could, you know, become a master, you know, and just know every single UFC, every single thing that comes out with that. And then with boxing, the same way how I talk with you, and, you know, we talk online. I always go live on TikTok and I talk with people. It's like we're going to school. You know what I mean? And me, I don't consider myself a master boxing guy. I'm not over here claiming that, but I like to listen to guys that are masters, the guys that know everything about the sport, from Mike Tyson, you know, to Muhammad Ali, everything that had to go into that. And I like to listen off these guys, and I like to study off these guys, because I'm only 27, man. There's guys that are in this creation that are 40 years old that just have years over us because they're older than us. That's just how it is. Someday they're gonna be out the game. Someday we're gonna be 50 and we're gonna know twice as much as all these other guys who barely starting their content creators. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, man, the UFC, bro. Like what I do is I see me. I can't nobody call me biased. So when I pick my fighter, I say this person go win. What I do is so let's like when I didn't know nothing about Alex Perez. God,
Yeah.
when I didn't know nothing about him, I looked up him, and then I looked up Roundtree, and then
Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, he's cool, man.
Roundtree, and then I looked up
All those
everybody.
guys.
Everybody was saying that what was his name? Adesanya was gonna beat
Israel.
no, he was gonna beat
Israel Adesanya. That's his name.
Duplexy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he fought DDP.
I said, bro, he's not gonna win. I said, bro, from when I went back and watched, I said, bro, one thing that I noticed about him is that he's a show off, bro. He just show off for the camera, bro. And guess what? Duplexy won, bro. I got that shit right. Bro, I got all UFC picks right so far, bro. I haven't lost not one UFC pick so far, bro, because I'm not coming from a biased perspective. I go back and I watch their fights, both fighters. I go back and watch who this person, who all they fought. Then I go back and watch who all this person fought. And then I say, no, this person is going to win.
Yeah, man. That's funny, man. For real, dude. That's tight right there.
Hey, let me ask you a couple more questions. I know you probably got to go, bro. That's why I got you on. Hey, man, what did you watch the Laura fight too?
I didn't get to watch that fight yet, bro. I still gotta watch that fight. Yep, I still gotta watch that one. I just seen Ocean Keek Foster cook Fulton, and I seen the Pitbull Cruz one. So yeah, I haven't made a video on that one yet neither. I gotta go watch it back and watch it. The only reason why I didn't watch it was because during that time there was it was the co-main event for UFC. Right. They had a pay-per-view, so it was pretty big. And when I had heard the news that Janabek Alim Halala failed his drug test for Maldonium, I was like, what? And then I seen that they were putting in Johan Gonzalez, and I already know Johan Gonzalez. I know, what is he, 36-4, 34 KOs. But the thing that I always said about Johan was when you look at his record, when you go to BoxRec and you look at Johan Gonzalez's record from the fight that he had with Jesus Ramos, from then on, below that, he was fighting guys with nothing but losing records. So I understand. Oh, this guy, what was he, 34 and 32 KOs at one time. But when you look at his goddamn resume, the guys he was fighting, it was padded. Yeah. Kind of like Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga started his career hot. Breaking Mike Tyson numbers, was on the verge of doing that. And then all of a sudden, now he's at the higher echelon and fighting really good fighters. It's a little bit different. So when I seen Johan Gonzalez stepped in against Erislandy Lara, I said to myself, who won that fight, by the way, before I...
Lara won, bro.
There you go. That's exactly what I was saying. I was thinking. I said Erislandy Lara was gonna win this fight easily because Johan is not good. Like, Johan ain't good at all, bro. Everybody was like, oh, he beat Jarrett Hurd. But that was Jarrett Hurd at 160 pounds. That wasn't Jarrett Hurd at 154 pounds. Completely different. Right. I hate. Right. A lot of people were trying to use that argument. It's like, bro, Jarrett Hurd was he already retired. That was his retirement fight. This was Jarrett Hurd when he was at 154 pounds was actually weight bullying dudes. He was a lot bigger than these guys and was able to use his pressure. You know what I mean? Use his power and stuff like that. And yeah, man. So I felt like when I seen Johan, I said to myself, you know what? I'm not gonna watch that fight. I got a bigger fight to watch. I'll go ahead and go back to Erislandy Lara and Janabek. I mean, and Johan when I got time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So tell me, how did the fight go?
Man, you know what? I think Erislandy Lara did good, man. I just didn't like the fact that his coach, like, because I watch it without no sound, and then the next day I go back and I watch it with sound, and you can hear his coach telling him, slow down, don't throw no punches, go around the ring. What the fuck are you telling your fighter not to throw punches? That shit is crazy to me, man.
That's why he lost. I mean, yeah, that sucks, man.
It was kind of like, it was getting boring. Like, that whole fight card, it was like only, like, in a fight, only one fighter was showing up. Lara showed up. Foster showed up.
Yeah, no competitive.
was no competitive spirit, bro. It's like, okay, man. It's like at this point, bro, Foster, go ahead and get Cool Boy stuff out of there, bro. Like,
and that was crazy what went down with O'Shaquie Foster and Stephen Fulton in the first place. How Fulton missed weight
and then got a title shot. What?
Yeah, he missed weight at 100. What was it? 130 pounds. So instead of, just that's just how it's gonna be. They're like, you know what? Let's make it a WBC interim 135-pound bout. And
Right.
dude, I don't look, man. I don't have anything to say about sanctioning bodies and this and that.
But they want us to respect them and pay the sanctioning fees. Like, come on.
How do you respect these guys? When you look at the WBC heavyweight rankings, their
No.
number one ranked fighter, they're you know how they're enforcing him to fight Moses Atama, Lawrence Okoli? You seen that?
Mm-hmm.
How is Lawrence Okoli the number one rated fighter in the WBC heavyweight division? This guy has only fought in the heavyweight division 3 times, and who has he beat?
But now
some of the rankings and some of the stuff when it comes down to it, I don't understand it, especially like
but
I don't understand it, man.
But check this out though. I got one even crazier for you. They stopped Earl Spence Jr. from fighting at 154 against Sebastian Fundora because Earl Spence had never fought at the 154-pound division, and he was coming off of a loss. But if we rewind that, fast forward it, they granting Ryan Garcia a fight at 147, and he never fought at 147-pound division ever, bro. He fought at 145, but he never fought at 147. And to grant him a championship, bro.
And Earl Spence Jr. only has 1 loss. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's a fact. But dude came off of cheating, Austrian his body, and a loss, and you granting this dude a WBC. I mean, you granting this dude a fight against Mario Barrios, but you want us to respect the WBC? Nigga, get the out of here.
Yeah, that's 100%, bro. When it's Ryan Garcia is literally 1-2-1 in his last 4 fights. Not only did he lose to Rolly Romero, and missed weight by 4 pounds against Devin Haney and have Austrian in his body, but he beat Oscar Duarte. But before that, this guy lost to Gervonta Tank Davis.
He did. And then check this out, though, bro. I got a question. You just don't get on Austrian, bro. You just don't get on Austrian for one fight. How many of them fights? Because Duarte was a strong, big dude. No diddy.
Yeah, for real. He's good right now. He looks good right now.
Was he on Austrian then when he went up against Duarte? I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, you never know, man. And when you start talking about that, it starts getting interesting. Because also, speaking of the WBC, you got you got Sabril Matias, who I understand. Look it, bro. I understand that there's a threshold, right? You can't be at that certain percent. You got to be under that percentage, right?
You can put it in your body.
Is it possible that my dude was, cycling on and off and maybe had a little percentage, maybe is using Austrian to train, and during his months off, maybe is using drugs to get superiorly faster, to get better, to get better everywhere, and then cycling off slowly as the fight comes, as the drug tests come, and it just, I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like, how can you have drugs in your system and it just be okay and then let fights go on? And what if Sabril Matias, kills Dalton Smith? I understand. Look, this is also another thing. I think Sabril Matias, what he does to guys in the ring anyways, he always assaults guys. He's always beating these dudes down. That's what he does. But I wonder now, what is Austrian doing in his body? Is it is it somebody else? Is it Eddie Hearn? Is it Dalton Smith and them? Are they just playing games? Is it corruption? I honestly can't sit here and tell you what exactly it is, but I just find it weird that it is in your system. I just find that weird, man. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to bash the guy. I like Sabril Matias' style. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, rules are rules. But personally, I think Janibek is a cheater, bro. I think Janibek, with Maldonium in his system, you can't even have a certain percentage when it
Yeah,
comes to that drug in your system. And somebody like him, when you actually look up what Maldonian does and you see what kind of fighter Janibek is, the weight bully that he is, him having to be hospitalized before trying to make the 160-pound division,
it's crazy.
having fights not going through. When you hear that he's taking Maldonian, you say to yourself, "Oh, I completely understand.
Yeah,
He
they
he
really
needs
want that.
that.
They
You
really
need
want that belt off of Erison London Laura, bro. Hey, look, just to get back on topic to the Roach and Cruz,
yeah.
57% of the people think that Roach won, 24% of the people think that Cruz won, and 19% of the people think that it was a draw. Oh man, that's crazy. But I think that was a good fight. Tank saying that he want to snatch the fight from Roach
Ah,
and go out the east side Pitbull Cruz, and we get Tank versus Cruz too. I'm not interested in it. I really want to see Roach versus Cruz again, and then a winner gets Tank. That's how
yeah,
I.
I respect that. That'd be tight. That'd be tight if we could do that. If
Yeah,
nobody picks Javante Tank Davis because the money, and
yeah,
instead they handle it, because of their heart, mano a mano. I feel like that's what Javante Tank Davis ain't doing. I pushed it a lot on my channel when I first started my channel. I'm a big Javante Tank Davis fan, but over these last couple months, dude, I just I can't back him up.
yeah. And
It's
let's
when
do a remix, bro, because most Tank Davis fans, you can't say not one word of bad about him, bro. Like you can't criticize him. Like look what he said about Cameron, bro. He says, ask Cameron how does his throat feel? Like that is crazy, bro. And then he goes off and says that Lamont Roach is a gatekeeper.
I don't think he's a gatekeeper, bro. When you look at the WBC rankings, when you look at the Ring Magazine rankings, that's what they say are the real rankings in the sport of boxing. Go look at the top 10 and tell me Lamont Roach Jr. can't be a top 5 fighter in this division. I would
Nah,
like to see him. I would like to see Lamont Roach Jr. fight Sander Martin. They still got Sander Martin ranked up
yeah,
there. You know, I don't, man. I think you look at a guy like Oscar Duarte. That's a gatekeeper in the
yeah,
140-pound division.
yeah.
Oscar
Yeah,
Duarte,
see,
that's the type of dude that you feed
I
to
ain't gonna
him.
lie. I'm gonna tell you
And,
who else might be a gatekeeper, bro. You probably won't agree with me.
who?
Shit. I'm gonna say Mario Barrios. Yeah, because Mario Barrios, bro, he was losing those fights. And he stuck with the last fight he had in like Dallas when he was on the when he was over there at the AT&T Stadium. I actually went to that fight, bro. And he barely won that fight. They gave it to him. And then he stuck a draw with Manny Pacquiao. That shit crazy, bro. Like I used to get draw with Manny Pacquiao.
That's true. I mean, I don't know if he's a gatekeeper, but he is in the 147-pound division. So, like, that'd be a little bit different. But in the 140-pound division, I definitely don't think Lamont Roach Jr. is a gatekeeper, bro. I think he could.
The gatekeeper.
Who do you think wins, Lamont Roach Jr. or Richardson Hitchens? Ooh, Richardson Hitchens outboxes him.
I don't know, man. I gotta go back and watch some more of the Richard. I gotta go back and watch some more Hitchison fights, man, because
And
I
that's
just
why I say Richardson.
I've been seeing a lot of talking from him, man, and not too much action, bro. So I gotta go back.
Yeah,
Like his fights are not memorable. Like give me
yeah,
something. If you say Lamont Roach fights are memorable because he went
yeah,
toe with Tank, and it was like give me something where we talked about Hitchison fight. Name one fight that we talked about over and over
yeah.
again. It's
I like
not memorable.
I like the fight with Liam Peru, but a lot of people don't know anybody who he's fought for a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
And so that's what I'm saying. Like when they're talking about gatekeepers, I'm like, well, is he a gatekeeper? Because you look at the division of who the world champions are. Richardson Hitchens is a champion at the 140-pound weight class. So is Lamont really a gatekeeper? I really don't think so, bro. A gatekeeper is somebody who's ranked, in 8 through 10, who is not allowing certain people to get into the higher echelon of fighters. That's how it is. A gatekeeper is not somebody who's competing against Javante Tank Davis, against Pitbull
Right.
Cruz. What are they thinking? That Pitbull Cruz sucks or something? Just because he has a loss to Jose Venezuela? Styles make fights. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Isaac Pitbull Cruz is a solid, great fighter at this weight class. And
He's a pay-per-view star, bro. I don't care with nobody. I'm surprised PBC ain't pushed him to be that star. Like he's the next Canelo. Yes, David Benavidez is too, but Cruz is like that real Hispanic guy that they can sell, bro. But they just need to sell them, bro. They just need to sell them, man.
I know. I feel like it's kind of hard because just the fights that he's getting into, like I think he needs one of those Julio Cesar Chavez moments, bro, where like he's getting beat up in the 12th round, he pulls off some spectacular knockout, and he becomes a legend like that. You know, so far in the biggest fights of his career, he's lost. You know, the only person that he beat, you know, was Raleigh Romero. Personally, like big fighters with big names.
Right.
Raleigh Romero.
I honestly think Cruz beat Tank, bro. But it could have been Tank didn't win it. It could have been a draw, or Cruz won their fight. I'm not saying that. I don't want it to come off saying like I'm Cruz. But if you be realistic, bro, I challenge you MMA boxing. I challenge you to go and watch that fight, bro, and without the sound, and you tell me who really won that fight.
I gotta do that because I watched that fight and I thought Javante Tank Davis won that fight. But I'll try it. I'll definitely rewatch it without watching it. Maybe I'll think about it differently. You know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you judge fights differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right, man. I think
you for coming on, man. I'm gonna let you get back to your son, man. I appreciate it.
He's calling me already. I was just about to tell you, bro.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All
man.
right, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I'll be on next time.
All right. Yo, man, that's my boy MMA Boxing, man. Hey, listen, man. Listen. Lamont Roach versus Tank. I don't think we get it, but I do hope we get Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz 2. I think that's a better fight, man. My boy DT says Roach ending these fights well, but these premier fighters is always going to get the benefit of the doubt. Roach has to control beginning and end against big names. That is true. You definitely got to control it from the beginning to the end, and you can't take your foot off. And when they take their foot off, you got to be dominant. It's got to be something memorable that we was like, nah, bro, they robbed him. Like, let's just say, let's just say, O'Shea Foster would have lost that fight. We would have been like, nah, they robbed him. It's nothing to me. Roach ain't being dominant enough in order for us to say, oh, they robbed him. Like, in your mind, you think you did enough. But, bro, you really didn't. You just did enough to get the draw. Hey, man, I'm your host, LD, the kid. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD, the kid. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Hey, guys, that part of the segment was called Subscriber Questions, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to press the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed, and don't forget to press the like button so everybody can participate in that, right? Press the like button, please. That helps the channel grow, okay? And listen, don't forget to press that subscribe button. Great show. Thank you, guys. It's your boy LD, the kid. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Get to press that subscribe button and stay tuned for more on Likeable Dialogue. Likeable Dialogue. Hey, make sure y'all following us on Instagram. Make sure y'all following us on TikTok, Facebook, Likeable Dialogue Boxing. And hey, man, make sure y'all following us on social media, man. I appreciate you guys, man. And hit that like, hit that subscribe button.